Okay, welcome everyone. This is your teacher, Julian Marin. Today we're going to be reviewing Martes de Prueba number 9 for the 8th grade in the year 2025. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to start sharing over here my screen so we can evaluate what kind of exercise are we going to solve. Here we can see that we have a text and we have some gaps with these numbers that we need to fill with one of the options that will be given right here. As you can see, each one of the questions has 4 possible answers. So sometimes we will find 3, some other times we will find 4. When we find 4, that means that intentionally the designers of the tests are increasing the level of difficulty, and that is pretty normal to see, okay? So essentially over here, we're going to choose the most appropriate word, considering especially what is the message, what is the idea that is being expressed by the author. And then we're going to be evaluating the meaning, not only of the ideas and the sentences, but also the specific words that are suggested to be the answers, okay? So let's find a way to project both the text and also the options. Okay, let me see. Do it here. Very good. So let's start. Oh, I'm going to choose here to make some notes. Very good. So over here we can have a visual, as I mentioned, both of the text, the different paragraphs. Precisely, we have 3 paragraphs, and the questions 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and the suggested possible answers. Okay, so let's start by reading. Regularly, as I have said before, we will find topics that are of general interest, sometimes related to social aspects, some other times related to scientific discoveries, and this is one of those occasions. We're going to be talking about medicine, right? The medicine realm. Okay, so let's start reading. The modern anesthetic era is only just over 160 years old. Successful anesthesia for surgery was first demonstrated in 1846. And then we have a dot, and we start with a secondary idea. And the very first word will be the answer, right, for question 21. So over here we got these options: ahead, from, before, and besides. Okay, so these are known as connectors. And let's remember that connectors are used in order to connect ideas, but they are used intentionally depending on the kind of idea that we are expressing. In this case, in relation with the first one. So we got 2 ideas. What is the relation? Okay. So what they say here is that the few operations that were possible were carried out either with no pain relief or after a dose of opium and or alcohol. Okay, so what they want to express is what is it that happened, what were the practices, what was the solution for pain in these interventions before the development of this medicine, anesthesia, right? So I will suggest that we use the connector before, because what they want to describe in this second idea is what happened before that medical breakthrough, right? That invention or discovery. Okay, so let's continue with the second paragraph, and very rapidly we're going to find question 22. There have, and over here have again these four options. Let's see, here we can see. So we had to reduce a little bit the size so we could see all the options. I hope this won't affect the quality of the image so everybody can see the options, the words, the paragraphs, the text, and these questions and answers, okay? So we start again with the second paragraph. There have many, and then we have the options. They have been, they have gone, they have stayed, and they have shown. All of these verbs are in past participle, okay? So there is some consistency there. But only one would be, oh, let's remember that we suggested for the first question before, right? That was answer C. So over here, we find that in 22, the four options are in past participle, but only one is the most appropriate according to the message. There have been, that is the one that I suggest, and I will explain why. There have been many attempts. They have gone many attempts. They have stayed many attempts. They have shown many attempts wouldn't work. Probably grammatically, yes, but not semantically. The meaning will be um, confusing, right? Because they're talking about an event. What is the event? Attempts, right? So that what they want to express is that they tried many times, right? Many attempts to relieve pain throughout the centuries. Early examples include loss of consciousness produced by blows to the patient's head or by compression of the carotid arteries in the neck. In the Middle Ages, elaborate potions included alcohol and various plant extracts, such as mandrake root. Opium was, now we find question 23. Talking about opium, was, and then we have used. Let's see. Over here we have some, these are adverbs. Let's remember that adverbs describe actions. What is the action here? Used. Okay. So opium was, right, locally, rarely, privately, and widely. The answer, according to the message they want to express, the option that I will suggest is widely, which means that it was very common in the world, right? Especially in over here, they talk about particularly in China. So opium was widely used, particularly in China, and the first intravenous injection of opium was made in the 1600s. Okay, so over there you have um, again, the thing is that with these exercises you will find that grammatically grammatically the words could work, and also if you place one of these options, the ideas will be coherent as independent sentences, right? But let's remember that these are not only sentences, these are ideas that are connected to previous ones, and they need to be coherent. And there must be a cohesion, not only lexically, but also in the ideas. These ideas are supposed to be connected somehow to support the, the previous idea or to oppose it, right? But that depends on the message that the author is trying to send, okay? Let's continue with the last paragraph where we will find the last two questions. Let's start here. The 17th and 18th centuries were marked by a rapid increase of knowledge of how the heart and lungs, so we're talking about organs, right? Anatomy. So we got some organs of the human body, and what options we have. So How how the heart and lungs moved. Well, they don't really move. They're active, right? And they operate more like that. Slaved. This is a verb that wouldn't make sense in this particular idea. I don't see how that could work. Served, yes, organs provided service to the body, yes. But the most appropriate word I will suggest would be worked, right? So meaning that the scientist, by observation, they gather more a better understanding on how these particular organs operated, and operating is a synonym of working, right? So I believe and I suggest worked. So there you have it, as well as the properties of many gases. In 1799, Sir Humphrey Davy noticed nitrous oxide produced pain relief but failed to suggest its use in that regard. 25 years later, Dr. Henry Hickman described the use of carbon dioxide to produce loss of consciousness, while Horace Wells first used nitrous oxide for the, so over here we have the final question, and we're talking about teeth right here. So, using this, uh, let's say, this component, this medicine, or this element, nitrous oxide, for the origin of teeth, the extraction of teeth, the lineage of teeth, and the impact of teeth. So over here, extraction is the one that makes better sense, is the most appropriate concept, idea, right? Origin, extraction, lineage. Sorry, I said lineage. This is lineage and impact. So extraction, because this is what this is a particularly painful procedure for humans, and without the anesthetic, it will be very, very difficult to perform. So essentially, at the end, they're mentioning some researchers in different areas. Now I see that this last one is operating in the area of dentistry. Um, so I believe with this, we have found the answer to the final question. And with this, we're finishing the review for Martes de Prueba, number 9 for the 8th grade in 2025. Again, thank you very much for watching. I will invite you to like, subscribe, and promote so other people can watch these videos and benefit from the reflection that we do here. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the near future.